Hello fellow humans and welcome to another episode of your replays, and it's another T77 because this thing's just that damn good, and if you didn't get it when it was in shop, well, that's very unfortunate when you should get it next time. Now, 2k DPM, not really that amazing, but it has 380 alpha damage, a 2-shot autoloader with 2.5 seconds edge clip, 0.23 accuracy, 10 degrees of gun depression. The mobility is fine-ish enough, and the armor is very solid. So essentially this vehicle has everything that you might want to get a great game. And that's what's going to happen here. I don't quite know what gymnastics the Yak Panther is trying to do, but there he is. And there is the armor of the T77 against an ISU 152 that has 286 millimeters of AP penetration, which is quite a lot. So the armor on this thing is very effective, but I don't know what this move is, because there are 3 dudes down there, and peeking out of the open like this is probably not a great idea, but it happens to work out. And here's the thing. Moves like that tend to not work very well. But the thing is, this is World of Tanks Blitz. Nobody has a clue what they're doing. So if you have marginally more of a clue, you're not going to get punished for doing things like that if you know that the enemy isn't paying attention, which often they aren't. Because, I mean, why would you? It's a mobile game. So there is a high likelihood that a significant portion of the enemy team is currently on the toilet while you're playing against them. So keep that in mind. And ideally, if we look at people like that Panther player over there, it can work out. But now, Panther's going to make a crucial mistake, and that is he's going to stay there. That can work, but now there's 4 guys right in front of him, and that is not going to end well for him. So if you play aggressively, just do it measured and don't run into multiple enemy tanks. That's one of the very easiest basic tips I can give you in this game. Don't sit in front of a multiple enemy tanks while they're looking at you. That's very basic, I think. And to be fair, still too high for a significant portion of the player base, unfortunately. And now, the team has kind of combusted a bit. And it's a 3v5. So let's see what we can get out of this. Now, T49s are not very happy to see them on the enemy team because this is an American vehicle. American tanks don't really have rear armor. So if that T49 would get behind the T77, it would be game over essentially and would be 700 damage right down the rear. So that is something you have to watch out for. In American vehicles, don't let any derp guns get behind you, because no matter what tank you're in, your rear armor is like 30 millimeters. Because to be fair, it makes sense, because why would you put armor on the rear? That's never the part of the tank that's going to face the enemy. If it does, you've already made a critical error previously. That is probably going to end you up in a bad spot. But now, we've got a T42 and a T49. Kind of just forgot that a T42 even existed. That's how relevant it is. But that's not really a problem. The T49 is, however, a problem. But yeah, I have a task for you. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and put in the comments the amount of brain cells I've just lost watching that. I'm curious what you think. Okay. Now, 2v4. Very doable, but again, the problem in a situation like this is you don't want your enemies to be on multiple sides. You want all of your enemies to be on one side in front of you, because otherwise they can shoot in your rear and they're going to punish you. T49 is now luckily dead, but there's still plenty of enemies left alive, which can be a problem, especially the IS-3 and the VK, which are very well armored heavy tanks. And now the IS-3 is, never mind. Obviously, enemy stupidity is your best guess to play well. And now the T-42 peeks out sideways, bounces off. I hope you didn't hear that Windows sound, because I did. Thank you, Windows Defender. Now, they're just throwing at this point. The IS-3 just peeks up, does nothing, and dies. And now the VK-100 turns around, but fails to do anything. 4.5k damage. I have rarely seen such a glorious throw from essentially so many players. But now, we're gonna be a one-man army in the Vickers CR, which is nice driving, but it is also an excellent vehicle. 350 alpha damage, 3k DPM, 0.31 accuracy, very good mobility. It's not amazing, but it is truly excellent. And the armor that is way too much for a light tank. Like, this vehicle is better armored than that Skoda. And it's also better armored than the Leopard PTA. It's better armored than the Standard B. So, quick tip about that angle. If you do know that there is a, let's say, a WT on the enemy team, it's very high likelihood that they're watching that angle. So peeking that place right there is often a bad idea. Right? Because there can be a lot of tanks watching it from the back. It's a very long line of fire. So don't recommend really peeking there. Now, platoon mate already gone of Weasel here. Or We33. I don't know. Now, you don't want to stay out there, because there's an E50M there, there's a ML there. You don't want to fight that. You ideally always want to fight the place where it's easiest to fight. Like, why would you make your life difficult when you can just change a few things and make it easy? Why would you make your life difficult? There's no reason to. And why would you use both a speed boost and adrenaline? Especially on a light tank like this, where getting tracked is a death sentence because you have no armor. So always use multi-kit and repair kit on pretty much any vehicle. Now, if you're playing tournaments, if you're playing ranked, you can try to play it a bit more risky, but for pretty much 95% of use cases, multi-kit, repair kit on every tank. And then the third slot, whatever you want it to be. That's my general recommendation, because sure, you can use the consumables to sometimes boost your tank performance, but I would rather have the safety of being able to repair a track, repair a crew member, right? That is a lot more useful than the 2% accuracy boost. That's my opinion. And now, in the city, you don't want to be in a light tank. But, again, if the enemies are throwing, like they are here, again, I might call this video the Glorious Throws or something like that. It would be fitting. Now that M4190 is very much competent. And now we go down to a 3v3 and 4 kills already for Weasel. I mean, I don't want to say anything, but that's not how you play the game. If there's one thing to take away from this video, look out! Look around yourself. Look what's happening. That's not just true for Blitz. Look around yourself what's happening. You're going to learn a lot about the world, and you're going to learn a lot about the game. Just look around yourself. Look what's happening. That E50 did not do that. And he just drove out straight in front of Vickers and got his ass kicked. Now he's gone. The problem now is that WT is full HP, and Weasel has 581, which is a one-shot for the WT 600 alpha damage gun, which it probably is using, and it is using that because of the turret. Now, the WT, in case you don't know, it has two different turrets. Well, it's not really a turret, but gun shields. So if you look at the gun shield of the WT, you know what gun they're using. And things like that, tiny little details like that, they're gonna make you a much better player. If you pay attention to details like that, look at them, and then you're gonna be a good player. And it's basically impossible to be below 50% if you're paying attention to stuff like that. That's how I'm seeing it. Because if you're still below 50% and you're well, aim your shots ideally. But if you're still below 50% and you're looking at stuff like that, you're doing something pretty badly wrong. Or you're just in the enemy's spawn at 6 minutes 40, which is not recommended. And now it's gonna just send it on that WT, I suppose. He's just shot, and that's another thing. Count the enemies, reload. If the enemy just shot, if you know the reload, count down. If you've got a 10-second reload, you've got a 10-second window to take him out. Now he just fired again, and now he's gone. And that's 4.8k damage and 7 kills right here, which is a very epic game. And a very epic throw from the enemy team again, which is just lovely. So, don't throw. And don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you very much for watching. See you next one. Goodbye.